Offering only the finest in PC enthusiast apparel, Awesome Sauce shirts are not only threaded, they're hyper-threaded and come factory overclocked. Get yours today at the Awesome Sauce store. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm checking out a good old-fashioned air CPU cooler that piqued my interest last week for potentially solving a recent dilemma of mine. You see, currently I'm in the midst of planning a white-themed PC, and while white components are a dime a dozen these days, there seems to be a dearth of white CPU coolers out there. Now, there's certainly nothing wrong with the traditional bare aluminum heatsink, but folks looking to tie in a strong white theme with their rigs might crave something with a little more flair. Behold! The ETS-T40 Fit White Cluster Edition from Enermax. This holy grail of white coolers comes with dual white fans and an aluminum heatsink that's been treated with thermal conductive white paint as to not impede any effective heat transfer. As a part of Enermax's Fit series, the cooler boasts a 180 watt Tdp, support for all of today's relevant sockets, and a slim heatsink which guarantees 100% Ram clearance with both fans installed. If you've never tried to mount a CPU cooler, only to realize that your RAM was blocking any chance of a proper installation, it's like barely making it to the bathroom and then realizing you're out of toilet paper. Only difference with the cooler is you can't use your hand to fix the problem. Let's just leave it at that. The entire cooler with both fans attached measures 95.8mm wide, 126mm long, and 161.7mm tall. Enermax brings back their patented fin design to the Fit series to increase air convection and airflow by poking little holes in the heatsink, or something. Check out their video to learn more about Enermax patents, and why having a college intern do your marketing videos is always a bad idea. Running through the heatsink are 4 6mm copper heat pipes which are also coated in that white thermal conductive paint while making direct contact with the CPU at the base plate. Included are 2 120mm twister bearing PWM fans, and even their 4-pin cables are bound in a sexy white sleeving. I think I just touched the camera from my seat. The fans also sport 9 removable batwing blades for easy cleaning, a carved-out frame that allegedly promotes additional airflow, and a 3-level speed adjustment switch on the back for peak speeds of 1500, 1800, and 2200 RPM. Running with the all-white theme, the fans also sport some bright white LEDs and a dedicated on-off switch, you know, in case accent lighting is where you draw the line when it comes to color coordinating. Installing the cooler on socket LGA 2011-3 was so easy, I gave up on the Battlefront beta first. To mount the cooler, screw in the 4 things with the 2 metal things, then 4 more things and put the long thing over the thing and screw those things in. The manual's not quite as thorough as that, but it's safe to say this was one of the least painful installations I've done in a while. Mounting the fans consists of screwing in the brackets, applying the vibration pads, and clipping them to the heatsink. Tossing in some extra vibration pads would have been nice though, since the one fan that comes pre-mounted with the brackets has the pads covering the screws, which would need to be removed if you wish to change the orientation of the fan for optimal cable placement. With the cooler mounted snugly on my overclocked 5820K, I booted up Windows 8.1 and ran some load testing in GTA 5 at the fan's 3 varying RPM speeds to see where we land on the acoustics and thermal scale. With that said, let's take a look and a listen at the results. As you can evidently hear, the acoustic differences between idling 1500 and 1800 RPM were almost indistinguishable on my open-air testbed from 2 feet away, meaning it's wildly unlikely that you'll be able to hear the fans ramping up and down inside of an enclosed chassis. 1800 RPM kept our CPU nice and cool under load at 53 degrees Celsius on average, and oddly enough we saw slightly warmer temps when jumping to 2200 RPM. This also introduced significantly more fan noise to the system, which is far too loud for most users, so I would recommend staying away from this speed setting altogether. Overall, this is a nice little air cooler that not only looks great for your next white build, but performs well too. Things like high Tdp, RAM clearance, and seamless installation are all welcome features, and for about $45, these new Fit coolers from Enermax are an easy recommendation. But that is all for now, guys. Stay tuned in the coming weeks if you want to see this cooler all dressed up in my fancy pants white build, and I'll also be checking out a pair of these AKG headphones and portable amp deck from C Entrance, which you can grab right now on mass drop while the drop is still dropping.